Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Students, today we are going to start unit number 8 and it will be presented by me, Tahreem. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to learn what is an atom, who discovered atom, what's inside an atom, and what. Dear students, up till now we have learned that everything around us is made up of matter. What that matter is made up of? That matter is made up of even smaller particles, even the tiny particles, and these particles are called atoms. Atom is the smallest invisible particle that make up everything. Every object, every person, human being, a house, a tree, whatsoever that is around us, it is made up of matter, and that matter is made up of even the smallest particle, that is atom. We will see that how elements are formed, how bigger objects are formed by the tiny particle atom. When two or more same type of atoms combine together, they form an element. Two or more same type of atoms means if we are having an oxygen atom, if it will combine another oxygen atom, it will form an oxygen element or an oxygen molecule. If you can see, here is a single oxygen atom. If it combines with another oxygen atom, these two together will form an oxygen molecule. If it will be combined with another oxygen, it will be oxygen element, oxygen molecule or oxygen element. So elements are when two or more same type of atoms they combine together, they form an element. I will show you that more oxygen atoms, more than two oxygen atoms can also combine together to form an element, such as here you can see there are three atoms. They are of same type and they form an element known as ozone, or they make a molecule of ozone, that is O3, in which three oxygen atoms combine together, they form an ozone molecule, ozone element. Now we will see that what are compounds. When different elements combine together, they form objects or compounds. Such as as you can see in the diagram, here is a compound H2O. It's the chemical formula for water. Water, H2O, in which two different elements are combined together. The one element is hydrogen, the other element is oxygen. Now two different elements, they are combining together to form a compound. First, how elements are formed? Elements are formed by combining same type of atoms. And how compounds are formed? By combining different or same types of elements, such as in the second diagram, this is NaCl. Now two elements they are combining together, one is sodium and the other one is chlorine, and they together they are forming a compound, that is sodium chloride, or the regular salt, the salt we use in our food and cooking, that salt. It is NaCl. It is a compound which is formed by the combination of two different elements. One is sodium and the other one is chlorine. The third one is sugar. The chemical formula for sugar is C12H22O11. Now see, three different types of elements are combining together. One is carbon, the other one is hydrogen, the third one is oxygen. So this is how compounds are formed. First, what are atoms? Atom is the smallest particle or that exists in nature. Then what are elements? Elements are formed when two or more same types of atoms they combine together. And how compounds are formed? When two different elements combine together, they form a compound. If you could see, there are two different types of toys. One are the plastic blocks and the other one is a wooden cart, plain wooden cart. Now the plastic blocks, they are made up of material known as polyester. The second one is the wooden cart. It is made up of wood. Now you will be very amazed to know that both the polyester and the wood, they both are made up of same elements. Yes, they both are made of carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Plastic and wood, or polyester or wood, they are made up of same type of elements, that are carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. A question arises here that if wood and plastic, these two materials, are made up of same type of elements, then why they are totally different from each other? Yes, their appearance is totally different, their properties are totally different. Why this is so if they are made up of same type of elements? Dear students, the answer is because the three elements, that is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, they are joined together in totally different ways. It means their arrangement, the arrangement of atoms in both these materials is totally different. And the second thing, different proportion of atoms of same three elements joined in both these materials. That may be in one material there is more amount of carbon or hydrogen or oxygen than the other element. So it means that why those two materials which are made up of same type of elements, why they too appear so different? Why? Just because maybe of the type of arrangement, that they are arranged in totally different ways, the elements in them, and the different proportion of atoms of same three elements. Human body, we are also made up of atoms. And what are the elements that human body is made up of? So human body is made up of a lot of elements, and mainly the atoms or elements of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. Again the same question arises that if we are made up of these type of materials, that carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, these type of elements, then why don't we look like these elements? Why we appear so different? Then the answer would be the same, that atoms can form many different materials depending on the way they are joined together. Now we will see that who discovered atom and who made the discoveries about the nucleus and the other particles inside the atom or whatsoever. Firstly, a Greek philosopher, Democritus, first put forward the idea of atom. His date of birth was 460 to 361 BC. And what he did, how he discovered atom, he just grounded few things up till into very fine powder. He just took a lot of things, few things, and he grounded them in the form of very fine powder, and it cannot be broken, it could not be broken any smaller. And what he did, he took the smallest particle among them and he just given it a name as atom, because in Greek language atom means indivisible, or which cannot be divided anymore. We will be revising it once again. Democritus, he was the Greek philosopher, and he gave the idea of atom for the very first time. What he did, he took few things and he grounded them into very fine powder, in such a fine powder that it could not be broken anymore, and he took the very small part of it and he given it a name as atom. And atom is the Greek word, it means indivisible. Then John Dalton, he was an English chemist, and in 1808 he suggested that each chemical element is made up of identical atoms. Similarly, the same concept that we are taking now, the same thing that we are the same definition of elements, that elements are made up of identical atoms, and the atoms of different elements vary in size and mass. That different elements, when we have different elements, their atoms vary in size and mass. Some elements have the atoms which have greater mass, and some have smaller mass. Similarly, some atoms are larger in size and the rest of some are smaller in size. The next we will learn about is Ernest Rutherford. He was a New Zealand born physicist, and he discovered that atoms have a dense nucleus. Atoms does have something inside them which he had given them the name as nucleus. Now we will learn that what is inside an atom. Basically, an atom is composed of even smaller particles, and the three important particles of an atom are protons, neutrons and electrons. This is a diagram of this is a 2D structure of an atom. 2D structure of an atom. In the center there is the nucleus. Nucleus in the center, there is the nucleus, and inside the nucleus there are 2 protons and there are 2 neutrons, and outside the atom around the nucleus there are 2 electrons, which these 2 electrons, they are not inside the nucleus, they are outside the nucleus, and they are revolving around the nucleus, outside the atom. Inside the atom there is a nucleus, and inside the nucleus there are electrons and there are protons and there are neutrons. Outside the atom there are electrons which revolve around the nucleus. So what is the nucleus? In the center of an atom there is a nucleus which is usually made up of protons and neutrons. Electrons move rapidly around the nucleus, and most of an atom is in fact an empty space. There is a negative charge that is revolving outside the atom, and there is a positive charge that is inside the atom. So these positive and negative, they are cancelling each other in fact. So basically an atom overall is a neutral particle, which has got equal number of protons and equal number of electrons. Now this is the last topic of this session, which is atoms and elements. Again we will be revising the elements. That what are elements? That a material that is made up of only one type of atom is called an element, or an element consists of only one type of atoms. When two identical atoms join together, they form an element. Yes. We will see that so far how many elements have been discovered, how many of them are rare elements. There are a few man-made elements, and there are a lot of common elements. So far 117 elements have been discovered. Some of these are very rare elements, some are man-made elements. These elements actually are not found in nature. These elements have been synthesized in laboratory by the scientists, and some elements are very common. Actually a lot of elements are common, such as copper, sodium, chlorine and hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen. All the gases that are present around us, they all are elements, and they are all common gases or common elements. We have actually a question that how atoms are different from one another. One atom of one element are different from the atom of another element. As you can see, there are two type of atoms showing in this diagram. One, the left one is the hydrogen atom, and the right one is the carbon atom. If we see clearly what is going on, there are less number of protons and electrons in the hydrogen atom, and there are larger number of protons, electrons and neutrons in carbon atom. So basically how these two atoms are different from each other? The number of protons and number of electrons or number of neutrons, which are different from each other. So number of particles between the two atoms, it is giving the difference to these two atoms. Hydrogen atom contains one proton inside its nucleus and one electron revolving around it. And carbon atom, it has 6 protons inside its nucleus, while 6 electrons revolving around the nucleus, and there are 6 neutrons inside the nucleus as well. So what is making them different? Atoms differ from one another because they have different number of protons, neutrons and electrons. We will see that which is the smallest naturally occurring atom and which is the largest naturally occurring atom. Up till now The smallest naturally occurring atom is of hydrogen gas. Its atom has 1 electron and 1 proton, and the largest naturally occurring atom is of uranium. Its atom has 92 protons and 92 electrons. A very important concept we want here, actually I want you to learn that every atom, or basically an atom, contains equal number of electrons and protons. Again, taking the same diagram of hydrogen atom and carbon atom, if you look at hydrogen atom, what is going on? There is one electron that is outside the nucleus and there is one proton inside the nucleus. It means number of electrons and number of protons both are unequal in hydrogen atom. Now look at the carbon atom. There are 6 protons and 6 electrons. So number of electrons and number of protons, not number of neutrons. In every atom, number of electrons and number of protons, these two are same. If an atom has 6 electrons, it will have 6 protons. If an atom has 1 electron, it will have 1 proton. And that atom which has equal number of electrons and protons is electrically neutral. Electrically neutral. There would be no charge on such type of atom. Atomic number. The atomic number is the number of protons in the nucleus of an atom. The number of protons. So that if this is a hydrogen atom and it has got 1 proton inside its nucleus. So if atomic number represents the number of protons, or number of protons represents the atomic number of an atom. If a hydrogen atom has 1 proton inside its nucleus, so the atomic number of hydrogen will be 1. Carbon atom has 6 protons in its nucleus, so the atomic number of carbon is 6. Let's revise this once again, that an atom has equal number of electrons and protons. The number of protons in an atom represents the atomic number of that atom. What? The number of protons. Number of protons represent the atomic number of that atom. If an atom has 6 protons, then it will have 6 electrons and 6 protons. It means the atomic number of that atom is 6. If an atom has 8 protons, 8 electrons, then the atomic number of that atom is 8. There are always the same number of protons and electrons in an atom. So if we know number of protons in an atom or atomic number of an atom, we can also find number of electrons in it. Now we will see the exercise questions. Question number 1 is describe what you understand by an element. What you understand by an element? When 2 or more identical atoms combine together, they form an element. When 2 or more identical atoms combine together, they form an element. Then the second question is what is meant by. It's a definition based question in which there are 4 definitions, but up till now we have learnt only 2, so we will be doing only 2 definitions now. The number A part is an atom. What is meant by an atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element which can exist. Then molecule. When 2 or more atoms of same type join together, they form a molecule. Then there is question number 6. What name is given to the number of protons in a particular atom? Number of protons. What name is given to number of protons? Number of protons in an atom is known as atomic number in that particular atom. Then question number 5 is draw a table to show the differences between electrons, protons and neutrons. What I have done a table here which is showing proton, neutron and electron. So we learnt that proton and neutron, they both have masses, they both have almost equal mass. while electron has very smaller mass, very less mass as compared to the rest of the two particles. So the first is proton has mass, neutron has mass, electron has mass, but it is very negligible or smaller than the rest of the two particles. Then when we talk about the charge, proton has positive charge or +1 charge, neutron has got no charge, and electron has negative charge. When we talk about which two particles are inside the atom or inside the nucleus, they are protons and neutrons. So part of the nucleus of an atom, part of the nucleus of an atom. Proton is a part of nucleus of atom, neutron is a part of nucleus of an atom, while electron, it occurs in shells around the nucleus. It moves in a specific path. In the next topic, inshallah, you will learn that what are shells, but up till now you just have to learn that the electron, they revolve around the nucleus, around outside the atom in specific paths, in specific ways. So that is given a special name, that is shells. You will inshallah learn about this in the next lecture as well, inshallah. Thank you so much.